Hey guys, it is Chris. I'm here for Collard Valley Cooks. Tammy is doing some cookbook work today.
All right, y'all. This is a sample of my book. It's the final preview. That's why I'm not videoing today. I'm going through it. I can't say enough about how nice this book is. It is absolutely beautiful. It is 705 recipes. Most have pictures, and it is going to be that thick. So it's going to be a little over an inch thick. It's going to have like a silky matte cover, but that's the front. So if you haven't placed your order, let me tell you, you are going to love my new master cookbook. All 705 recipes, easy to find, just for you.
So she promised a buttermilk pie. Y'all know that it is a big tradition in Georgia. You tell me if you've heard this before. It's a big tradition in Georgia that when Georgia beats the University of Florida at football, you have to make a buttermilk pie. Have you heard that? That's not true. I just made that up. The reason I made that up is because I like to hear myself say, Georgia beat the University of Florida at football. So I just like to say that, and that's why I did it. That's why I said that. But anyway, let's get started, guys. I have never in my life made a pie crust. And if you've never had a buttermilk pie and you've never made a pie crust, this is a good video for you because it is not like it sounds. It is a very, very good pie. So let's get started on the pie crust. I am, like I said, I'm just like you. I've seen them made, but I've never made one. All right, this is Tammy's pie crust recipe, and this is what I got to go by. All right, the first thing that I'm supposed to do is take 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. Okay, so, and you don't have to sift it or anything like that unless it's really in bad shape, okay? But we go through our flour enough to where it's good flour, okay? So there's 1.5 and 1/2, that makes 1, and here's 1 more 1/2. Okay, there we go, 1.5 cups of flour. All right, then I'm supposed to add my shortening, okay? So I'm supposed to have 1/2 cup of shortening. Oh, that's about 1/2 cup. It's about 1/2 cup right there. All right, so let's get that in there. Now, my next step is I have to take the blending fork, okay, or a Foley fork, it's also called, and I have to cut in. Now, you can just use a regular fork. You don't have to use the Foley fork, but you have to cut in this shortening into this flour into pea-size pieces. Now, this is a lot more shortening than what you would be using for a biscuit, okay? So you'll have to cut it a little bit more than you would for the biscuit if you're used to making biscuits. All right. And the good thing about this fork is it's shaped just like that bowl, okay? Okay, guys, I've got this shortening really incorporated in here good. There's not any loose flour that doesn't have it in it. And it's not, exactly in pea-size pieces, but that's okay because it is all in there. All right, now I'm supposed to take 3 teaspoons of water. I'm going to start off with 1, 2, and I'm going to kind of stir that around. I'm sure that's not going to be enough. But you can see it's starting to form, okay? It's starting to want to stick together just with them 2 teaspoons. It's starting to want to stick together pretty good. Not falling apart, okay? It's forming. I'm going to do 1 more. I think I might have said teaspoons. I should be saying tablespoons. But I'm going to do 1 more tablespoon. And I think we're in good shape right there. It's definitely sticky. It's definitely a dough. All right. Let's just lightly dust our surface here with a little flour. Not much, we don't need a lot. And I'm going to take this dough out of here. I'm going to knead it a couple of times in this flour. Not a lot, just a couple of times. And it's a little sticky, but it's going to be more sticky than a biscuit. Let's do a little. Then I'm supposed to take it, I'm supposed to make it into a ball, form it into a ball. A round ball, okay? For you Hoosiers out there, that means shape it like a basketball, okay?
If you're enjoying this video, please give us a like. If you're new to the channel, please head down, hit that subscribe button, and click that bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded.
All right, but I'm supposed to do this. I'm supposed to wrap it in plastic according to the rules. I'm supposed to take it, put it in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. So I'm going to put this in the refrigerator, my little ball, for 30 minutes. All right, while that's in there chilling, I took the time to clean up my surface here and to get out everything I need to finish up my crust and to make the filling for the buttermilk pie. What I have out is I have a cup of granulated sugar. I'm going to put in a little bit of flour, okay? I'm going to put in a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon. I'm going to put in a cup of buttermilk and 3 eggs, okay? And some vanilla. All right, so I've got all this stuff ready to go. And that's got about 15 minutes left, so that you got plenty of time to get everything ready for what you want to do. And then I've also got my rolling pin out, and I'm going to flour my surface and make this crust. And I also have the pie plate out. Okay, now a lot of y'all probably, grew up and you watched Hee Haw and you think that this is supposed to be like a club that you hit your husband in the head with, but that's not what this is for. It's actually a tool that you can use in the kitchen to roll things out. All right, guys, now the reason that we have this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, according to all the top scientists in NASA, is that it keeps the gluten, or it helps the gluten to react, which keeps your pie crust from shrinking so much, okay? So that's what the word on the street is. All right, guys, I have reached my limit with the pie crust. I'm done, okay? My recommendation to you is to go buy a pie crust like all the normal people in the world do. Because that is not easy to do, okay? It's just not. Tammy's working on it right now. She says it takes a lot of experience to roll out a pie, which obviously it does. So how do you get the experience? You have to keep working on it and doing it, which I'm not going to do. So here's Tammy.
Okay, I'm taking the dough and I'm making it round. And you can wet your hands to help make it nice and round. You really want to get it without a lot of cracks around the edges, because this is going to be the edge of your pie crust, whatever's on the outside here. And I'm just dipping my fingers in the water. Now, I can't tell you all of this in a recipe. A lot of people use oil, and using oil is the easiest way to make a pie crust. But the whole point in using shortening is because it makes it flakier and it makes it fluff up more. Now I'm just putting a little bit of flour on it all the way around. And we're going to try our best to roll this out. I'm going to clean this up in case it's got some little pieces on it. And it's going to split and tear. That's how a pie crust does. Now let's get our pie plate and just see how big this is. You want your pie plate, and you want this crust to be at least an inch, inch and a half past your pie plate all the way around. So we got some mending to do. What I'm going to do is go around the edges. All right, it's really close. So we're just going to try to roll it out just a little bit more. And if a piece comes off, don't worry, just stick it back on there. Like that one. That's where I mended it, okay? Yes, this is why I buy pie crusts. This is why Mama bought pie crust. This is why Granny bought pie crust. Now, I know it can be easier, and some of y'all are going to say, well, you took forever, and it's not that hard. But if you do a real shortening pie crust that don't have a lot of moisture in it, it's going to be flakier, and it's going to take some patience and time to do it, but it's doable. You just kind of mend it together. Now, Chris did add a lot of water to it, and it needed it. Now, as you roll it up on this rolling pin, you can use this to help guide it. And all this extra dough is good to have to make the edging pretty. So we're going to make the edging pretty. You can use a fork, anything with prongs on it if you want to. Just mend. If you have any holes, just mend them with a piece. You want it all about the same amount. You can pinch it up like that and then just continue it around. And if there's a place that needs a little extra, just reach down and grab a piece from the table. Now, you can see most of the pie crust is in the pie. I've just got a little extra right here. And if you want to, you can make a leaf since it's fall with what you got extra. So what I'm going to do is mend it together with my fingers and get it really smooth. And we're going to make a little leaf out of it. This is the one I do the most because I think it's pretty and it's simple. Just go around and mend it and make sure you don't have any holes. And I think it looks beautiful.
Okay, so guys, if you want to learn how to cuss and get mad and all that kind of stuff, make you a pie crust. And for those of you that are like, oh, I've been making pie crust for 50 years. So you have my respect beyond, you're the greatest. You really are. Because I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. It's ridiculous. I'm just not going to do it. I'm never going to do that again. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to walk right into the refrigerated pie section and I'm going to smile so big and I'm going to pick that refrigerated crust out and I'm going to go, this is the greatest crust in the history of the world. Okay, but here you can buy these and you just roll them out. And to be honest with you, to just be honest, I like the flavor of these as much as I like any homemade. Hey, you can you take that for what that's my opinion. And then these are real pretty. The Marie Callender's frozen ones, and I never. This ain't no lie. I never saw my grandmother on either side make a crust. They all used the frozen crust, the Pet Ritz frozen. But anyway, and Tammy made the point of saying that if you use oil, it's a whole lot easier. Okay, so if I were to do this again, to try to do this again, I would use oil. Okay, find you a recipe that you think you can do, but that's not easy to do. So it should hopefully be worth it. Okay, it wasn't worth it to me, but it was worth it to Tammy. And if you want a real homemade crust, then it's worth it to you. All right, so do it. All right, so let's make the filling. I can do this. I know I said I could make the crust, and I thought I could, because anybody can do this. Even your kids can do this. All right, you take a half a cup of butter and a cup of sugar, and I've melted the butter, and I'm going to add the sugar in with the butter. Okay, and I'm going to mix it. Let me get a spatula. We've made quite a mess here too, just so you know, because I don't want you to be shocked when you do this. All right, so I'm going to mix the butter and the sugar. Here we go. Then I'm going to add the eggs. I have 3 large eggs. So let's add those in there. Get our spatula back. Get all of that. Add our buttermilk, a cup of buttermilk, whole buttermilk if you can get it. If you can't, just take what you can get, I guess. At least it'll flavor it. All right, vanilla. Let's see, I think we have a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, there's that. Cinnamon and nutmeg. Now the recipe says that you can add a 1/4 cup of cinnamon or a 1/4 cup of nutmeg, but we want both. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1/8, because 2/8 is 1/4. I told y'all I took a math class that time. Remember when I told y'all that? All right, I'm going to do 1/8 of a cup, 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/8 of cinnamon, because we like them both. And like I said, you can just pick one if you want. And then we need 3 tablespoons of flour. 1, 2, 3. All right, and we'll mix all this up. Really good. Now this is going to bake for like 55 minutes to an hour. So we're not going to pre-bake the crust. There's no need for that. I'm just going to pour this in. Okay. And spatula. Keep needing that spatula. Let's get all that good stuff in there. This really is a good pie. If you like a French coconut pie, it's a little bit like that. That's your thing. Okay. Now I don't think I'm gonna be able to put those on there immediately. These little things that Tammy made there, those leaves. So I'm gonna let this bake a little while, and I'll get this in the oven. And then once it's baked a little bit, I'll put those leaves on there, or I'll forget, and then if that happens, that happens. But I'm gonna do my best to remember. I'll tell you what, I'll set it for 30 minutes, and then I'll put the leaves on there, okay? That way I'll remember, I'll have a timer on it. 350 for 55 to 60 minutes. And while I'm cleaning it up, when I look, you know, the recipe did say to use 3 to 5 tablespoons of water, and I just used 3. I thought that was enough. So if I had it to redo, I would go back and I would add the 5 in at the beginning. That probably would have helped me out a lot. So if you do make this, keep that in mind. You probably would be better off erring on the side of a little more water than less water like I did. All right, guys, it's been an hour. That is a pretty pie. Very pretty. Let me get something to put it on. The little leaf things didn't really turn out just right, but it looks good. So let's let it cool off a little bit, and we'll give it a try here in a few minutes.
All right, y'all, Chris wants me to cut it. He's a little nervous. So we're going to cut into it. And of course, it is still warm. So if you let it cool all the way down, it'd be even easier to get a piece of. It's a gorgeous pie. I love the way the buttermilk pies have that crust on the top of them. They're just really pretty. Now, the first piece is always the hardest to get out. We're going to see how this crust turned out. Look at there. It's beautiful. Beautiful piece of pie. We're going to put it on our plate. And I just got a little piece of crust and it's super flaky.
Let's get a piece. This is a very, you can see how creamy looking it is. And it doesn't taste like buttermilk. I mean, I say that, I haven't tasted it yet, but I've had it before. I mean, it's really good. I mean, it literally will not taste anything like whatever's in your mind is not what this tastes like.
Let Mama taste it.
It's got a great flavor.
It cuts really nice too. Mm.
It's really good.
It is absolutely delicious. I'm going to taste this crust just because we worked so hard on it.
To me, it has more flavor than like just a
egg custard.
Egg custard or something like that. It's got, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot like an egg custard, but it's better.
A lot richer.
So if you like egg custard, you would really like this pie. Mm-hmm.
The crust is good.
It is really good.
It is good.
It is super flaky, and when you put it in your mouth, it just falls apart. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's really good. So it is a lot different than the frozen crusts and even the ones you buy from the refrigerated section. But if you want to put the time in to make one, go ahead, but you better have some patience. That's my thing, right, Daddy?
Not like me.
That just about took him over the edge. This is the first thing that Chris has made for a video that he just got really hard, had a hard time, because normally he could follow a recipe and make anything. So we'll just go ahead and tell you, candy making and pie crusts.
I can make candy.
Yeah, he's made some candy.
That's the first thing I've ever not been able to do.
But you could have, you just had to have been patient. I don't think you put enough water in it to start with, and that's what the main problem was. And the recipe does say 5 to 7, something like that, tablespoons of water.
3 to 5.
Yeah. 3 to 5.
I could have put 5 and would have been.
In the Master Cookbook, I added a couple of tablespoons just in case.
Maybe. I want to eat some pie.
Woo, it's good. And that nutmeg in there is delicious, ain't it?
Eat some pie and tell y'all bye. Bye.
Thanks for watching.